You are the poem I have kept hidden behind centuries of silence, not inked on parchment or embroidered in tapestries, but breathed into the space between my ribs, where no courtiers glance and no tutors tread. I was born to reign, shaped by duty, spoken of in histories yet unwritten. Still, none of that prepared me for the language you taught without words. You became the stanza to my silence, the rhythm to a heart conditioned to march rather than dance. I see you in every quiet breath I take when my name is called in rooms filled with applause but void of truth. You are the verse that echoes in stillness, and when I close my eyes you arrive, not as a subject, but as a sanctuary. I was told that my destiny would be carved in law, but love doesn't follow decree. And so I say this in secret, though I feel it in public. If I ever lose the thread of who I am, I'll follow the sound of your voice and find myself again in the poetry of you. Even now, in my place between tradition and tomorrow, I carry your name like a forbidden prayer, murmured softly in corridors lined with royal portraits. They look down with solemn gazes, as if sensing the revolt my heart plots in their shadows. You are the rebellion no one suspects, the revolution clothed in tenderness. While my hands are trained to wave and my smile to endure, only you have seen the unrest behind my eyes, the pages of myself I dare not turn aloud. With every ceremonial gown I wear, with every curtsy offered to expectation, I still feel your presence, unadorned, lingering like moonlight on my skin. They prepare me for throne and treaty, but none have prepared me for you. You who make me forget the lines I've been rehearsing since childhood. You who make even a crown feel weightless in your imagined embrace. I do not seek to escape this life, but in you I find the reason to live it more honestly. Not as a figure carved by time, but as a girl who dares to feel. I write this not for the world to hear, but for the space between us that words can barely bridge. Your absence is louder than their cheers, and your memory warmer than the sunlit balconies I've grown beneath. Every letter I memorize for foreign parliaments pales beside the syllables of your name in my mind. I wonder often if you feel this too, if you sense me when you look at the stars, or hear me in the hush of rain on empty streets. There's no herald to declare what beats between us, no anthem for our kind of love. Yet I carry it through every hall and chamber like a flame hidden in the folds of my spirit. Sometimes I touch my lips, half expecting them to speak your name aloud, to conjure you like a spell. But silence has become my refuge, and dreaming my only rebellion. In this palace of protocol you are my secret truth, more honest than any vow I've sworn, not because you belong to this world, but because you make it bearable. I do not ask the heavens for you, because they might listen. And what then? Would they dare reshape the stars to align with our longing? No, I let you live in the in-between, in the breath before I speak, in the pause between footsteps on marble. I am young, yes, but age does not temper love. It only teaches you how to disguise it. I have learned the art of withholding, the grace of concealment. But you make me want to forget everything I've mastered. With you I want to stumble, to ache, to speak clumsily and mean it. Sometimes I imagine your hand reaching through the tapestry of duty that cloaks me. Would you still want me if I were only Leonor, and not Her Royal Highness? If I had no titles, no burdens to pass down, I think you would, because you see not the crown but the girl underneath it, the girl who smiles too softly when she thinks of you, who wishes more than anything to be held not honored. They call me the future, but my heart lives entirely in this present moment, this breath filled with the thought of you. How ironic that my fate is written in laws, yet you are the only sentence I long to read again and again. When I speak before dignitaries, I often imagine I'm speaking to you instead, weaving your name into the rhythm of my voice. I find you in the smallest things, a folded letter I never send, a flower pressed in my journal, the hush that falls right before dawn. If I could choose, not as a royal but as a soul, I would choose the life where I get to love you freely. No guards, no borders, just the closeness of your heartbeat. I've read stories where love is sacrificed for duty, where thrones demand the price of a heart. But I wonder, what if just once, love could be the crown? What if our names were not whispered in secrecy but sung openly like the verses we were always meant to be? Some nights I walk through the royal gardens barefoot, the earth grounding me in ways ceremony never could. In the scent of jasmine and soil, I remember that I am still real, still human, still yours in the ways I cannot say. You are not the air I breathe, you are the breath I hold. There's a kind of divinity in missing someone like this, sacred in its ache. While my days are spent among marble and medals, my nights belong to you. I write your name in the condensation of window panes, in the margins of official briefings, hidden like a wild flower pressed inside royal decrees. I wish you knew how many moments are stitched with thoughts of you, how the world applauds and I only want your silence beside me. I do not want rescue, I do not want rebellion, I only want to know that somewhere, your heart keeps time with mine, that the rhythm of my longing doesn't echo alone, that you too feel this ache and call it love. You have become the unseen thread woven through every version of myself I am forced to become. When I'm the student, the air, the symbol, they are all parts played beneath layers of inherited stories. But with you I am unwritten, unarmed, a blank page craving the ink of your gaze. If they read my diaries, they'd find nothing but metaphors, until they looked closely, and saw that every metaphor was you. You the fire I cannot name, you the shadow I follow even in light. I wonder what you would say if I stood before you as simply Leonor, stripped of pageantry. Would you trace the freckles across my shoulders like constellations? Would you promise nothing but presence, and mean it more than forever? I've never been kissed, and yet somehow I know your lips would taste like understanding. It is the strangest thing to miss someone I have never held, and yet I do. I miss you in ways no anthem can drown, in depths no court has dared explore. When I was younger they told me fairy tales where princesses waited in towers, but I do not wait, I write, I sing, I mourn you in silence, and celebrate you in secret. My tower is not of stone but of protocol and image, and it is taller. Still I reach through it every day with thoughts of you. You are not a prince come to rescue me, you are the dream I do not need rescuing from. In you I have found not fantasy, but a mirror. You reflect back to me a version of myself I love more, one untethered from expectation. I want to tell you how your absence makes me more present, how your memory sharpens everything, the scent of lavender, the chill of early morning, the sound of birds beyond stained glass. You are the pulse beneath every performance, the heartbeat behind my silence. If ever I am cold, let them not know the fire I reserve for you, the wild wordless blaze that only you have seen. I do not ask you to change the world, I only ask that in it you remember me, remember the girl behind the speeches, behind the sash and title, who once looked toward the moon and wished only for your name to be near hers. Even if our paths diverge before we ever speak aloud, I will still be grateful, because loving you even quietly has made me braver, softer, more myself. They will write my story in headlines and textbooks, but the part I cherish most will never be printed. It is the chapter only we know, the invisible ink of shared glances, the phantom touches that echo through time. I will stand on balconies and wave, I will smile for cameras and history, but in the quiet after applause, I will still carry your name like a psalm, a prayer, a promise. You are the poem not written but lived, and I your hidden verse unfolding with every breath I take.